Right, hadn't planned on this being the first video on the channel, but I feel as though it would be prudent to talk about it now while it's fresh in the mind. On the way back from Hampden currently, literally just got through the traffic. It was horrible, not just because of it being Hampden and it being terrible to get away from, but for whatever reason the SFA didn't do any proper checks, and there was a massive amount of Polish contingent fans in the home end this evening, which, as you can imagine, and I'm sure people have been seeing on social media by now, people filming stuff, there were some fights in the stands between Scottish and Polish, and there was also fights outside the ground. So it's been a bit of a manic evening to get out of Glasgow, but final on the way home, and just wanted to talk about the game. First of all, hello, hi, welcome to the channel. Well, all of you will be new around here pretty much. That I had actually planned on the first video being FC25 related, doing a road to glory with SPFL players only, using the evolution system, any team of the weeks that we might get, stuff like that, and potentially using some icons and heroes that used to play in the league so that we don't get absolutely slapped about until the Evos are able to catch up in the game. So if that's something that interests you, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Although I did also want to talk about football from time to time, so this is what we're doing. Now the main talking point that I wanted to have, by no means would that game on its own, the loss to Poland just there, be enough for me to go, oh, Steve Clarke out. In fact, I thought in spells tonight we did alright. First half, nothing positive really, but that is now, you know, 13 games we've gone since we last beat someone in a competitive match, and that was Cyprus away. Yes, we went on that 5-match winning run in the Euro qualifiers, which was fantastic, but in that time we only conceded 1 goal as well, and it was from the penalty spot, and it was a dubious penalty at that against Norway too. We've conceded over 30 goals since then. We've only scored 15 as well, and we scored 12 in that 5-match winning run too. It's something's gone wrong, and you know, we might be at that stage now where we've got to say to the manager, thank you for taking us as far as you can take us. You definitely improved us from when you first came in. Smashing job. You got us to 2 major tournaments, didn't perform at either of those major tournaments when we should have. Substitutions were terrible. The main thing that affected the team tonight, and the main thing that affects the team every time we get beat, is that he keeps picking his favourites. You know, there were 3 players that played tonight that shouldn't have been anywhere near the starting 11. Grant Hanley, Anthony Ralston and Kenny McLean. Now, in fairness to Kenny McLean, I know I've seen some people saying that he had a poor game. I don't think he did all that bad in the midfield. They shouldn't have been playing. Ryan Gauld should have started from the get-go, or Ben Doak should have started from the get-go, and we should have played with much more width. That first half we had absolutely zero width whatsoever. We bring on actual wingers and suddenly get width and actually score from Ben Doak hitting the wing and then Ralston crossing it in. Ralston should never have been playing over Max Johnson. I don't know why Ralston's been playing. He's not up to match fitness at all. He's had a couple of minutes for Celtic this season. Max Johnson won cups last season. I don't know what he has to do to get a game. We all know that that's Aaron Hickey's position when he gets back fit, but until then, surely you're playing your players that are match fit and are doing the best in that position. And Norwich City fans have done nothing but criticise Grant Hanley this season. So why he played over Ryan Porteous, I've got no idea. Potentially Steve Clarke's still holding that red card against him. I don't know. But, you know, you can sort of cut him some slack for tonight for the players that were missing due to injury. You know, missing Aaron Hickey, missing Kieran Tierney. I mean, just go and look at the win-loss ratio when Kieran Tierney's not in the team. It's frightening that one player missing causes the team to just capitulate defensively. It's maddening. But, you know, he also needs to have a look at himself as well with one particular player, and I've been saying this for ages. Andy Robertson, just because he's the captain, shouldn't make him void of being able to be subbed off when he's playing terribly. He played awfully last night. Yes, he was the main choice in that position. He's the captain, and, you know, In theory, he's the best left back we've got. I actually think Kieran Tierney's the best left back we've got. However, in theory, he's the best left back that we've got. But he was playing terribly last night. Every time he got the ball, he looked nervy on the ball. I don't think he put one good cross in, and he had maybe 6 or 7 attempts at that. It was terrible. Take him off if he's playing poorly. I don't get it. But again, Steve Clarke with his substitutions, he waits too late to bring people on, and he doesn't make the right substitutions as well. Why Billy Gilmour was taken off, I don't know. As well, it's just silly to me. You know, you could go for it. We need to win this game. This was the must-win game to stay in this group. This was the home game against arguably the most beatable team in the group, aside from us, of course. And he's then went and chucked that away with wrong starting 11 players, wrong substitutions. Yes, there was some key players injured, I get that. Yes, some people pulled out of the squad that maybe could have made a difference tonight. I think if in terms of going for wingers tonight, I think James Forrest would have been a much better option than Lewis Morgan, but obviously Lewis Morgan was there. James Forrest pulled out of the squad for reasons we actually don't know why, unless it's been said. The only one that I've seen that was addressed was Shea Adams. But just not even to do with the players, the tactics as well. What on earth were we doing from goal kicks? Why does Angus Gunn need Scott McKenna or Grant Hanley to roll him the ball before he can punt it up the park? I don't know. That's wasting our own time doing that. And when we're in the ascendancy, we get the second goal. We want them to play quickly, and they're taking their time from goal kicks. He made the same mistake against Switzerland at the Euros. There was a throw-in to be taken towards the end of the game. We're in their half, we're literally outside of their box, and Steve Clarke starts screaming at the guy. I think it's Andy Robertson about to take the throw, telling him to calm down, slow it down a bit so we can get the draw and potentially get the win against Hungary in the next game that would take us through. We didn't win that game anyway. Why does he play so conservative? I have absolutely no idea. It's just terrible to watch at the moment, and it's a shame because arguably, out with maybe the goalkeeping position's a bit suspect, we've got centre halves that require us to play a left back at the back at times in a 5-back formation, because when we play a 4-back we get beat every time. It seems like Steve Clarke doesn't know how to play unless he's got 5 defenders at the back, because we just concede goals galore. And you know, we could be doing with a star number 9, but we don't have those in the position. We're stacked in the midfield. He's got massive headaches in the midfield, and he still picks the wrong midfielders. I don't know how he does that, but this arguably is the best Scotland team we've seen in years in terms of players available to us. You know, it would be difficult to pick out Scotland teams over my lifetime at least that have this quality available to us, and yet we're forced to play this absolutely awful football, awful brand of football that, yes, sometimes can get us to frustrate teams and get through and maybe win games 1 or 2-0, and then against the smaller nations we'll maybe score a few more goals. But it's just not good enough anymore. And yes, he got us to the 2 major tournaments. Maybe this is reactionary, I don't know, but you know, 13 games without a competitive win. Yes, there's been some friendlies in that time, and yes, we have played some big boys in that time, you know, England, France, Netherlands, Germany. However, we proved against Spain that we can get a result against these bigger nations. In fact, we're the last team to beat Spain in the run to them winning the Euros. But there's been some small nations in there too, no disrespect to them, and we've gotten beaten by Northern Ireland. Yes, it was a friendly, but come on. And we only put 2 past Gibraltar in that friendly, which, you know, that was supposed to be a game to get you boosted, confidence, yes, let's go. Didn't beat Finland at home before the Euros. That should have been the eye-opener of going, oh, this isn't going to be great. It's just not good enough anymore, and I think we're at that stage where, you know, thanks very much, Steve. You've taken us as far as you can go. We need someone else in. I don't even know who else should be coming in at this point, but that shouldn't be a reason not to get rid of the manager because you don't know who you're going to bring in his place. You should get rid of him and then get the new manager in place. You know, yes, the game against Portugal on Sunday, he's probably not going to get sacked before then, and, you know, Portugal are probably going to scud us in that game, and it's still, well, it's Portugal, isn't it? but that shouldn't be a reason not to sack him either. 367 days tomorrow will be how long it's been since we have won a competitive game of football. And some people might go, oh, well, you know, you only get a few international breaks in that time. It doesn't matter. 366 days since we won a competitive game of football. We should have been winning that game tonight if he'd gotten his tactics right, if he'd gotten the team selection correct. As soon as you concede 2 goals, it's an uphill battle. Yes, you know, 2 penalties, but why are you giving the penalties away? Especially that one at the end with Grant Hanley. The player's going nowhere. Oh man, we were right in front of that, and that was absolutely terrible as soon as he done it. Ah, just awful. Sorry if this is a wee bit ranty. I'm going to wrap it up around there because I think I've covered most points and I don't want to just ramble and repeat points at this point. If you did enjoy that rant at all, again, feel free to subscribe. As I said, we've got the FC25 content coming as soon as that's out in a couple of weeks' time, and who knows, I might choose to make another video after the Portugal result on Sunday. Hopefully it's a wee bit more positive, but at this point I can only see a pumping coming, and then we're going to be probably rock bottom of the Nations League group by the end of that, which, yes, you know, some people might go, it's only the Nations League, but these are the bigger teams. We should be getting used to trying to compete against them, and you know, it can benefit us in World Cup and Euros draws going forward if we're in the highest Nations League draws. So we want to be at least finishing 3rd in this group. But anyway, thanks again. I'll catch you after.